Hugging, cheering, and dancing. It sounds great, except there's a price. The loss of privacy, personal freedom, friendships, and eventually, yes, money. Just ask Sam Dyer.
Once you get into it, it becomes more of a more demanding, more suffocating than any church I've ever known of.
It all begins with a series of 8 to 10 intense Bible studies. According to ex-members, the ICC systematically attacks the beliefs and attitudes of new recruits until they believe that the only road to salvation is through the ICC.
What is going on here is a kind of spiritual rape.
Robert Thornburg is a Methodist minister and dean of chaplains at Boston University. He was instrumental in getting the ICC kicked off BU's campus.
I'm embarrassed to have people taking the name of Christian who are deceitful and lying and manipulative.
We wanted to hear the ICC side of the story, so Fox Files traveled to Los Angeles, where the church is headquartered, to interview ICC spokesman Al Baird.
So all we're doing is trying to say, let's get back and be the church that Jesus started in the Bible.
The church moves in and takes the place of God, is essentially what happens. They move in, they start making all the rules and regulations.
Well, let's pray.
Our Bible study started with a brief prayer.
Dear Father in heaven, I love you so much.
And then quickly turned X-rated.
It's almost like, how would you feel if your dad was standing in the room while you're having sex?
ICC members pressured our Fox Files associate producers to confess every last detail of their sex lives.
Well, what do you mean fool around? I mean, you know, or when you have sex, I mean, did you ever do oral sex?
Then the Bible leader gave examples of what we should be talking about.
There was this one time that he wanted me to have anal sex, and I did it, and I hated it, or whatever.
We showed Mr. Baird our undercover tape of what the church calls the sin study. Does that bother you? Does it make you uncomfortable at all that people aren't just being asked if they had committed fornication or adultery, but to give very personal, very specific details about that?
I don't know what you mean by specific details.
A discipler would not ask if you committed oral sex, if you committed anal sex.
Not in the sense that you're talking about. We're not interested in prying inappropriately into people's lives. We want them to come to grips with what's going on in their life so they can deal with God.
Our two associate producers were called every day by ICC members and were warned their parents would accuse them of being in a cult.
Instead of being totally proud of you, they may get really weirded out, or think you're a part of a cult, or think you're being controlled.
God did this so that men would seek him.
According to the ICC, the Bible says the only true Christians are disciples. Everyone who joins the church must have a discipler or mentor. It was a point that was hammered home in our Bible study classes.
I think we have to be a disciple to be a Christian, to be saved.
Calvin Kwan, who was a member of the ICC at Cal State, says he knows the true meaning of discipling.
To me, discipling is really set up so that the leadership of the church will have someone to watch over every member. Every member gets watched over. It's like having someone looking over your shoulder 24 hours a day.
My discipler used to tell me to just follow advice blindly, and God will bless it.
Everyone needs a mentor.
Is that why relatively young people in the church can be disciplers for newer members?
Everyone needs someone to help them and encourage them. It's a matter of helping someone grow.
But listen to what they told our associate producers is the meaning of a disciple.
So disciple, you just obey.
And what sort of obedience did they want from our associate producer? They told her to be with God, she must break up with her boyfriend.
Go to God. You gotta cut it off completely. It's over. Andy's a memory, a distant, long memory.
It's one of the ICC's most strongly held beliefs not to date outside the group. But even courtship among ICC members is not what most people would call normal.
If I was discipling somebody and the person who I was discipling wants to start dating this girl in the church, that they would have to get permission from me.
And what's it like when you get permission? Just ask former member Lara Cottrell, who dated the same guy for 2 years.
During that period of time, we never kissed each other. We held hands. That was the big thing. And he was like, oh, he'd fall into sin if he were to kiss me.
The big step was we were going to hold hands.
I've been able to be celibate for 7 years.
But why would intelligent college students do everything their discipler says? Because the Bible studies have taught them that if they don't, they're damned to hell.
Once I bought into it, I thought, well, either I follow them or I'm going to hell.
What about going to hell? Is that a phrase?
I can't remember the last time I told someone you're going to hell.
My family, my friends, everybody going to hell. Hurting big time. I mean, they made it graphic, too. They told me, you know, I mean, hell, fire, pain.
According to ex-members, once the ICC has their disciples believing, they try to separate them from their families.
I've had to make decisions to put my relationship with God above my relationship with my mom.
John and Stony Esp know all about losing a daughter to the ICC.
She was just one of the joys of my life.
But joy turned to sadness after their daughter joined the ICC her freshman year at Montana State University.
I believe that this church has taken my daughter.
You can't believe the agony that we've gone through trying to figure out what our responsibility as a parent is. The grief that I have is over somehow not preparing my children for this possibility in their lives.
How often do you see that kind of problem where ultimately the church can divide parents and children?
Usually we see exactly the opposite. We work the very hardest that we can to keep people united.
John and Stony tried to keep their family united by bringing in a cult expert to try to convince Amy to leave the ICC.
She just wouldn't listen to us. Didn't want to listen, was afraid. Fear came over her face. She was afraid to listen. That was a pretty low point. Your daughter's running down the street. Leaves her shoes behind. Mother's sitting here begging her to stay.
And even though it's been a few months since that's happened, I mean, it's for some people, never forget. I mean, I know she's old enough to leave home and make up her own mind, but I don't feel like she's making up her own mind.
When we come back, recruiting, how the ICC takes your mind and your money.
I've spent every dime I have for the church. I have no furniture to my own name.
Then, you never know what you'll find on the web. Look out, he's the Gen X porn king. Plus, there's a new family to hit Fox.
Oh, I didn't have gas for the first time until I was 30.
And this kid's no Bart Simpson.
Victory is mine!
Catch a glimpse of The Family Guy.
Air Crisps. Big taste, big crunch, and nothing else. Air Crisps. Junk food without all the junk.
10-10-220 gives you the freedom to call anywhere in the U.S. and Canada for only 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes. Now 10-10-220 offers savings around the world. Call most of Europe and it's just $1.99 for all calls up to 10 minutes and only 19 cents a minute after that. All day, every day. Call Mexico and it's only $2.99 for up to 10 minutes and just 34 cents a minute after that. 10-10-220. Great savings all over the world.
Jingle bells, Santa smells, Christmas really stunk. I got nothing that I like, my gifts were all just junk. Boxes full of clothes, CDs no one knows. When I wanted something for my Nintendo 64. Zelda's great, Rogue Squadron's cool, Blitz would be just fine. WCW vs. NWO, revenge should be mine.
Make up for a lame Christmas. Get the hits you missed on N64.
Mom and Dad, I'm so sad.
The Tiger of a Nightfall!
Critics have called it The Thin Red Line, one of the year's best pictures, including Rolling Stone, Premiere, USA Today, and Time Magazine. The Thin Red Line, rated R, now playing only in theaters.
In our house, Arm & Hammer is our standard of protection.
Right, the other deodorant antiperspirants have the same basic ingredient.
But Arm & Hammer has the added power of baking soda to absorb and eliminate odors.
Not to cover them up.
Arm yourself with the standard of protection.
I was getting married. I didn't want to be a fat bride. I lost 39 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. I've kept it off for 3 years, and I still fit into my wedding dress. I feel on top of the world. I take care of myself. I eat right, and I have Slim Fast for lunch every day. It's delicious. It helps keep me looking like this.
23 vitamins and minerals, protein, calcium, fiber, all the balanced nutrition like a healthy meal.
I feel wonderful.
Slim Fast every day. Balanced nutrition for a healthy life.
I did it. You can do it.
It's the NHL All-Star Game on Fox as Team North America battles the world. Coverage begins Sunday at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
Fox Sunday. After an all-new World's Funniest, Grease is a hot commodity, and The Simpsons will do anything to get it.
Where's the hose?
Bringing up the rear. The Simpsons. Then, one mistake, one phone call.
The minute you get out of prison, I'm going to prove my love to you.
All right! A brand new That 70s Show. Plus, what happens?
He said that he can tell when people are about to die.
When death looks you in the eye. An all-new X-Files. It all starts Sunday at 7, 6 Central on Fox.
As our hidden camera investigation into the International Churches of Christ continues, we found a group that would say most anything to get you to join and takes practically everything once you're in. Is the ICC a church or a cult? Former members say just look at their priorities.
I was given an ultimatum at one point, Sam, drop out of school. That's what you need to do.
I've never heard of anyone else give the advice you need to drop out of school. Quite the opposite. People are often encouraged to go to school.
ICC officials arranged for Fox Files to talk to some of their college members. Why do you think so many people are calling this church a cult?
I don't know really how to answer that question because to me it's not. For me, the church is the greatest thing I've come across.
I really just had a desire to live a life that would be pleasing to God.
I was on an academic scholarship to U of A, a pre-med student, and I was told by a leader that I had to become a communications major because it took less time.
Finals is no different of the time. There's no reason for us to stop sharing our faith.
Ex-members say the ICC dominated their lives, with much of their time taken up with recruiting.
They tell you that if you're not fruitful, which means bringing somebody into the church, if you're not fruitful with new membership, then there's something wrong with your spiritual walk with God.
You invite people, anybody, everybody that you can.
That has got to be basically our purpose in life.
But I mean, even people who are not even members yet are out recruiting and bringing in.
To the extent that's true, they do it because it's spontaneous.
Spontaneous isn't exactly the way it happened with our two associate producers.
Like, have you been sharing your faith with people? No.
So, like, have you been inviting people to church and stuff?
That's your purpose, is to share your faith.
Think about the pressure of that. If I can't get somebody to come with me to this Bible study, then my eternal salvation is at stake.
It seems the ICC also bases salvation on the cash register ringing. Ex-disciples say they were pressured into giving at least 10% of what they made.
We keep track down to every single dollar, every single penny of every single member. The leadership knows exactly who's supposed to give what.
What about for other people who are encouraged to sell things to give more to the church?
There aren't many people that do that, but there are people that choose to do that, and it's personal choice.
I also sold every piece of furniture I had and every appliance and TV and whatever and gave that to the church.
Twice during our stay, we witnessed students handing over checks and money with one of the leaders counting it down to the very penny. And listen to this.
Because of the holiday season, you need to bring contribution for those next 3 weeks.
And what about their leader, Kip McKean? We don't know what he's giving, but he sure is getting a heck of a lot, including this nearly $500,000 home in L.A., which the ICC owns and provides him. For many, the pressures of recruiting, giving your money, shunning your family, and giving all your time to the ICC become too much. Many members finally leave.
When I walked away, the leader that I talked to told me that I was making an eternal decision. And I said, I know that. If it's this hard to go to heaven, then I'll go to hell.
Brandon says he's still recovering from his time with the ICC. He says he never fully get over.
I may not look like damaged goods, but if you crack me open, it's pretty ugly. And trust me, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish what I've been through on Kip McKean.
Or together we shall perish in its flames.
Kip McKean says it's his goal to have a following in every country in the world by the year 2000. He's well on his way.
He's the Larry Flint of the laptop.
I've been called the Porn King.
His work could be in your house right now. And who's the hero? Who's in the doghouse? Find out on this week's Heroes and Zeros. But first, this young man prides himself in being the family man, the brains behind Fox's hot new sitcom.
Oh, I'm going for the high score.
Want to color your gray beard or mustache and get a natural look? It's easy with Just for Men Gel.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men Gel. No one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
It's not regular hair coloring. It's specially made to penetrate that coarse, hard-to-color gray. Simply brush in and in 5 minutes, rinse. Now gray is gone, matched up to the rest of your hair.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
Hey! Eat the Whopper. That's 40 grams of fat. Go ahead. Get the everyday Whopper value meal. 61 grams of fat. Come on, one more chin. Whopper down the hatch. Incoming. Don't listen to him. He does not care about you. Okay. Burger! Naughty.
Listen to your smarter half. Go to Subway, where you can get one of 7 subs and 6 grams of fat or less.
Give me that. Come to daddy.
Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
I never had sexual relations with this woman.
Melrose Exposed, all new Monday.
Get ready for the fight of the century.
Oh, God. You okay?
Ally McBeal at 9/8 Central, Fox Monday.
It's me, Bob. Happy New Year. Start your new year off right. Here's your New Year's resolution. Go to the Money Tree and get the cash you need.
Money Tree gives payday loans for up to $1,000. Write us a post-dated check, and we'll hold it until you get paid. And Money Tree will cash any kind of check.
Don't just sit there. Cash a check at the Money Tree. What am I going to do with all this cash?
Money Tree, your cash solution.
We've got a branch near you.
Mom, I'm nervous.
Texas.
Austin?
You're going to do great. Kansas.
Topeka.
Hawaii.
Honolulu. Atlanta. Sacramento.
You are good.
Keep them coming, Mom.
Now a study confirms what you've always known. A smart breakfast like this with whole grain oat Cheerios helps kids do better in school.
Mom, give me a tough one.
Vermont.
Montpelier.
The one and only Cheerios.
She can help you with the tough ones.
Mom.
It may be cold outside, but things are heating up this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Peterson Autoplex Used Meltdown Sale. Over 250 vehicles are clearance sale priced. All are clearly marked. Most have our No Worries Drive Happy warranty. We'll even have vehicles under $1,000. Cool cars, hot prices at the Peterson Autoplex, Fairview, and Maple Grove in Boise. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Why go anywhere else?
Peterson Used Cars, man. No worries. Drive happy.
Seinfeld, weeknights at 6:30 on KTRV Fox 12.
Football takes motivation and discipline.
I'm working in biscuit dough.
An all-new King of the Hill before an all-new PJ's Fox Tuesday.
Thurgood Stubbs has many talents, but can he cure his sick wife?
Take it to the hole. Take it to the hole, Muriel.
From the mind and mouth of Eddie Murphy.
Don't leave me.
I can't just make the aspirin appear from thin air. I'm black, but I'm not Black Stone. An all-new PJ's, Tuesday after an all-new King of the Hill on Fox. I am in deep Shaquille.
Now, Seth MacFarlane. He's the 25-year-old wonder boy behind a much-anticipated new cartoon for Fox.
And Fox Files got an inside look at the guy behind The Family Guy.
This Super Bowl Sunday, we'll see who's got the goods to be the best. And Fox is hoping to score a touchdown of its own with this guy.
Damn crap, damn it to hell, son of a...
His name is MacFarlane, Seth MacFarlane, and he joins Team Fox as the creative force behind the cutting-edge animated sitcom Family Guy.
That's what we're hoping is it'll be the kind of show where you can tune in and you won't know what to expect.
Family Guy is about the life of the Griffin clan.
They're coming from such radically different directions, each one of them.
Promise me, Peter.
It's headed up by a politically incorrect pop.
A drop of alcohol is going to touch these lips tonight. Hey, who wants to play Drink the Beer? Right here.
Sort of an animated Archie Bunker.
All right, what do I win? Another beer!
Peter's the father is basically the quintessential loudmouth New Englander.
Chris, that's it. I'll go on welfare.
Who talks before he thinks.
You have any disabilities on your record? Oh, I didn't have gas for the first time until I was 30. What the hell was that?
There's a sensitive and supportive wife.
Peter, we need to talk about this welfare thing.
2 teenagers and a dog, if you can call them that.
6,000 chicken fajitas with sauce.
And a sausage McMuffin, please.
But the show's secret weapon is a diabolical baby named Stewie.
Hello, Mother.
He sort of fancies himself much better, superior to those around him.
Now, I offer you one last chance for deliverance.
He's actually capable of backing up his arguments with real weapons.
Return my mind control device, or be destroyed.
At only 25, Seth is the image of the 90s Hollywood hotshot.
I do it for you?
Young and rich, with a deal worth $2.5 million.
It hasn't really sunk in at all. Gladly, do the same job for much less.
Seth is drawn since he was 2 years old, so it's no surprise that after he graduated from the Rhode Island School of Design, he went to work for Hanna-Barbera. But it was an 8-minute short of Family Guy that prompted Fox to pair him up with King of the Hill producer David Zuckerman. Seth's producing style is hands-on. He writes show scripts and voices 3 of the main characters.
Now, Lois, it's time you started living like the piece of Schmidt you are.
So where does a 25-year-old guy who writes about killer babies get his sense of humor?
Your life, however, is more like a box of active grenades.
During a break in production, Fox Files took a trip back home to find out if Seth's humor is really all in the family.
Was he always a very funny kid?
Yeah, he was. I'm a very funny mother.
When you look at that family and you see the different characters, do you know anyone like that?
I thought it was kind of funny at the fact that the little boy constantly wants to kill his mother.
Did he get in any trouble for his drawing?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff?
He was the cartoonist for the school paper, and the character in his cartoon is taking communion. The comment underneath said, "Could I have fries with that, please?"
And Seth can still remember how a local priest reacted to that cartoon.
Dear Seth, shame on you for insulting the Almighty God and those who love him. Signed, Father Flynn.
Hey, man, your clock won't flush.
We asked him if shocking people is his game plan with the Family Guy.
If it's funny, we'll put it in, but we're never out to just piss somebody off.
All of a sudden, you get a big contract thrown at you. Do you feel like now, I got some cash in the bank. Come on, give it up.
Mercedes, about a Mercedes. That's
it's because you're jumping right into it.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Just for safety reasons.
And we couldn't help but ask Mrs. MacFarlane what she and Seth's father, Ron, thought about their son's new bank account.
Ron and I started planning our retirement.
Have you discussed with Seth the responsibility that a child has to do the right thing by the parents?
Oh, yeah.
I.e., boat, fancy, expensive vacations.
Yeah, not yet, but after you leave, we're going to talk about that.
Before we left, I got Seth to do my portrait.
Go heavy on the hair. Don't go light on the hair.
And Fox Files got a taste of what the MacFarlanes call humor with a pair of old panties. We helped make Perry the butt of a long-standing family joke.
Now, I hope those aren't yours.
We had a guest who left these at our house.
A large guest.
And then the next day, I found them wrapped around a package of boneless chicken in our freezer.
Back in L.A., the Family Guy is getting its finishing touches. So we asked Seth, in a battle between Bart and Stewie, who would win?
Stewie actually has an arsenal. I don't think Bart would have a chance.
Ah, damn you all!
Family Guy premieres next Sunday after the Super Bowl, right here on Fox. Now, a story about another 25-year-old named Seth. With that, here's contributing correspondent Kit Hoover. Kit?
Thanks, John. If Hugh Hefner had a hard drive, if Larry Flint had a laptop,
they still wouldn't be as controversial as Seth Warshawski, the Gen X porn king. He's 25-year-old Seth Warshawski, and Fox Files traveled to Las Vegas, where he was attending a very unusual event, the annual Adult Expo. Yes, the $10 billion a year sex industry may be unique in many ways, but they have an annual convention just like everybody else.
And why do you think so many people are interested in porn?
Sex is something that's always on everybody's mind, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm in a business where there's a huge demand for what we provide.
In just 3 years, Warshawski's company, Internet Entertainment Group, IEG, may now be the most profitable purveyors of adult entertainment on the World Wide Web. His ability to put sex into any household has thrust Warshawski into the media spotlight, with articles in mainstream newspapers and magazines all over the country.
Have you seen the Blair case?
But money and fame come with a price.
We have lawsuits going all the time. The company's in a really controversial position.
What would you say to the critics out there who say that this is 100% a negative connotation for women?
It's on people's minds, and if a woman chooses to make money by performing, nude or doing it, she has a right to do that. I don't think it's degrading. He provided it all when we got paid.
Attorney Derek Newman represents the Seattle-based company.
When material comes across, we look at it and we analyze it, and we think, do we have the legal right to put this out?
Seth's latest legal headache has him tangling with a higher power, the Archdiocese of St. Louis. Pope John Paul II is expected to visit St. Louis in February. A website designed by IEG depicts the pontiff with some not-so-pure-looking ladies.
It's a shame that a company is going to use this as an opportunity to confuse people and demean the visit.
Did you have any problem putting the Pope on your website?
No, not really, not at all.
But this is the Pope we're talking about.
It's a story of something that's currently going on. You know, the church has very strong positions on sexuality, so we kind of wanted to talk about some of those and talk about some of the scandals that have gone on in the church relating to sexuality. I see why some people take a very strong position, or their whole life as the church may be somewhat upset, but I don't think they should be.
He may be a pornographer, but Warshawski says he's certainly not immoral. Last February, he appeared before Congress in an effort to make the internet safer for kids to cruise.
We actually proposed some legislation that we felt would maximize the restriction to minors while allowing adults to have, maximum free speech and see and read and look at what they want.
And what his customers seem to want may shock you.
Like if I were to log on, can you kind of walk me through the steps of what happens?
If you were to log on, you wanted to have a live session, you'd go to our arcade where you can choose between the bedroom, the health club, the dungeon, the shower, or the couples room, and you get dropped into this room where you're actually seeing a live dancer.
I'd have to say the shower is probably my favorite.
Felicia is one of IEG's most popular girls.
Is there anything you won't do?
No, I won't work with men. I'll work with women. I've been in the business for about 5 years now, and I only work with women.
If you think it's just men who are logging for a good time, you may be wrong, according to porn star Brittany Andrews.
Women want to see, what's going on, the hardcore action. But women want a nice storyline. Women want better lighting. Women want art direction.
And that hardcore action leads to the bottom line.
If you take it as a business, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, so there's a lot of money to be made.
And to make the big bucks, IEG has to turn out a constant stream of hardcore material. And that happens in this unassuming warehouse in Seattle, where someone is having sex on camera and online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Pretty wild.
Romantic? No, but it is incredibly lucrative. Selling sex has made Seth Warshawski a millionaire. His most famous endeavor was the acquisition of a now infamous home video.
We actually entered into an agreement with Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee that allowed us to basically have an exclusive quasi-license to distribute the video worldwide.
Last summer, Tommy Lee told Fox Files a different story.
It got stolen, and some psycho decided to mass produce it and put it all over the world. I'm horrified. It's not cool.
You're talking about two people that have basically, exploited their sexuality to get to where they are.
But that was just the beginning. IEG most recently exposed radio psychologist Dr. Laura Schlesinger.
They're turning to a woman for advice. They're telling them that they shouldn't do certain things within their life. They should be able to see what she's done in her life. Instead of making love.
And they're in a litigation battle with ex-Poison frontman Bret Michaels and his ex-girlfriend, yes, Pamela Lee, to show an X-rated home video.
Morally, do you have any remorse for sort of exploiting celebrity or non-celebrity their lives out there?
No. I mean, I don't feel like we've done anything negative. We've provided some really hot stories and some really hot content that there's been a huge demand for.
Like him or hate him, when it comes to making money, Seth Warshawski is a success.
If I could make the same, if there was the same demand for, widgets or toast ovens, I'd be selling widgets or toast ovens.
I'm not going to tell you what I think about that. But I will say this, Heroes and Zeros is up next, and I think Seth falls into one of those categories.
Crunch this irresistible can only come from one place. Kellogg's Honey Crunch Corn Flakes. Sweet honey and nuts baked on the classic Kellogg's Corn Flakes. A crunch so tasty, so delicious. It gets to everybody. Kellogg's Honey Crunch Corn Flakes. One honey of a crunch.
What about calling long distance?
Well, let's look it up on the pricing guide. Are you going to be calling daytime, nighttime, peak time, all time, airtime, big time, East Coast, West Coast? What? Don't worry. You're going to take one of these.
With Sprint PCS, you get the simplicity of the new free and clear plan, including free long distance, and the clarity of the nation's only 100% digital, 100% PCS network built from the ground up. I'll take it.
Got anything lighter? Aye.
Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular.
It would really suck if you missed The Simpsons Fox Sunday. One mistake, one phone call.
The minute you get out of prison, I'm going to prove my love to you.
All right! That 70s Show, an all-new episode, Fox Sunday.
No matter where you work, accidents can happen. All it takes is one little slip, and you could be out of work for a long time. Or you may even need to learn a whole new job. Workers' compensation laws are designed to protect you. At Goycochea Law Offices, we know workers' compensation. Call us for a free initial consultation. Goycochea Law Offices, we're here to help.
Get ready to taste life for the first time, people.
Watch out now. You want to taste life? Then take a big swig of this. New Pepsi One. This one's got it all. The most awesome cola taste that's bigger than the wild blue yonder. With only 1 calorie. You want to taste one? Yeah. You will
All the taste, 1 calorie. Only one has it all.
Regular cola drinkers, diet drinkers, everyone loves the taste. Try it. Tell us what you think, and you could be on your way to the NCAA Final Four.
Those busted pipes are flooding your basement.
Hello?
Hi, honey. The dentist bill's going to be expensive.
Now the roof is leaking, too.
When it rains, it pours. But Idaho Title Loans can provide you with instant cash on your car title, and you keep the car. Call Idaho Title Loans. Toll free, 1-800-514-CASH.
I took care of everything.
Now we just need the money to pay for it.
I took care of that, too.
Get the cash you need at Idaho Title Loans. Call 1-800-514-CASH.
January 31st on Fox. 1,000 years in the making, John Madden selects his all-millennium team. Special live performances from Ice Cube and Mac 10. And Terry, Howie, JB, and Chris square off for the big event. It's the Super Bowl 33 pregame, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on Fox.
They're not your typical family.
Do you mind cleaning out the shower next time you shave your legs? It's like a carpet in there.
It's not your typical comedy.
Daddy, you must think I'm the worst daughter ever.
Oh, no, you're not, honey. What about that fat girl from the Judge?
Introducing Family Guy.
Excellent. The mind control device is nearing completion.
Stewie, I said no toys at the table.
Damn you, vile woman! You've impeded my work since the day I escaped from your wretched womb.
Catch a sneak preview of Family Guy right after the Super Bowl on Fox.
Next week on Fox Files. Assault, rape, even murder.
He stuck it in my neck and then ran it all the way up under my neck.
How do houses for sale become houses of horror? Real estate terror.
Blondie was the greatest pop band of the new wave era. In a network exclusive, we meet the band and find out why Blondie is back.
Blondie! I love Blondie!
Another Fox Files exclusive. Contract hit caught on tape.
I shot him 3 times in the chest and once in the head.
Fox Files takes you inside the mind of a hitman. Terry Bradshaw looks back at the all-time heroes and zeros of the Super Bowl. That's next week on Fox Files.
Now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the heroes and zeros of the week. Despite the fact that his own party is upset with him, the opposition can't wait to dump him, and even his own wife is not thrilled with him, Buddy, his dog, remains loyal and doesn't give a lick what others may think. For that, we're calling the first pet a hero. First, to Mick, get off of your cloud and stop claiming you were never married to a woman who you lived with for many years and with whom you've had 4 children. For you, we have no sympathy because you can't always get what you want. So in Fox Files' eyes, you're a zero.
Mike, Francois Botha, 6-1 underdog. Are there any concerns on your part?
I don't know anything about that. I don't know nothing about numbers. I just know what I can do. How about kill this mother? Well, it. It's a fight. Good.
You got it.
Hey, Mike, you're a zero. What do you say to that?
Off.
Be a hero. Stick around. We'll be back.
Root for an all-new King of the Hill. Fox Tuesday. Can Thurgood Stubbs cure his sick wife? Take it to the hole! Take it to the hole, Muriel! An all-new PJs, Tuesday after an all-new King of the Hill on Fox. I am in deep Shaquille.
Out here, and practically everywhere else, people are using 1010-9000 because it's the easy way to find a phone number.
I'll tell you why I use it, because now I don't have to remember area codes. There's too darn many, and they keep on changing.
Well, that's one good reason. Any others?
Yep, I like the 1010-9000 operators. Sure beats talking to a machine.
No area codes to remember and nice people to help you. Life is definitely getting better.
You got that right.
For once. 1010-9000. Directory assistance for everyone in America.
I have 3 kids. I don't have a minute to eat right. I gained weight.
Introducing a new delicious way to lose weight from Slim Fast. New Meal on the Go bars.
It's perfect for my life. They're fantastic. The peanut butter's incredible. I lost 14 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. Just grab a bar. It's lunch.
22 vitamins and minerals, high in calcium. A well-balanced meal in 4 fantastic flavors.
I feel great. I really feel like I have control.
New Slim Fast Meal on the Go bars. Every day, balanced nutrition for a healthy life.
The bars are a great idea.
Many clothes were designed to go in the Gentle Cycle. Many regular detergents were not. Gentle Cycle Woolite contains no bleach or enzymes. And there's no shrinking, stretching, or fading. Trust your clothes to Woolite. Gentle by design.
Ouch.
You stop brushing with Sensodyne every day. Your dentist said Sensodyne every day helps take pain away.
You know, sometimes I feel like I'm married a dentist.
Sensodyne every day. Now for whiter teeth, use new Sensodyne Extra Whitening every day.
From the crossroads of America, New York's Grand Central Station, I'm Catherine Crier.
And I'm John Scott. We'll see you again next Thursday for more of the stories and the people of Fox Files.